Hey guys, Loman02, getting ready to do a vintage cube draft here. So, I actually had to reload Moto, which is very unfortunate because well, everything is resized and kind of bizarre looking now. Okay, so what do we think here? Like, I think the pick is probably between Volcanic Island, Tropical Island, and what, Ponder, maybe? I mean, there's some cool, powerful cards in the pack. We could try to draft like mono black aggro with like Bob and then wheel the Bitter Blossom. It'd probably be Bitter Blossom, wheel Bob, to be honest. Take Shallow Grave, do some sweet stuff. I think honestly this early I like taking the blue red land. I like Trop too. Trop's a good card. I mean, what do we wheel out of this pack? Like probably Flame Slash is the card if we take Volcanic. And Flame Slash is a fine, just like either aggro control card, mid range card, twin. If we get so lucky. Yeah, I mean, I think our Volk is correct here. We'll go ahead and take our pick. Okay, well, there's a Badlands. There's a Shelldock Isle, which is a card that I like very much. I think the card is very powerful. There's a Windswept Heath, does not get my land. Would have gotten the other land, though, but I mean, you couldn't have known that, so it's not per se that we did wrong. There's a Leovold, which would have gone better with the other land as well, but I don't think is pickable, pick to pack 1. Blightsteel is a decent speculative pick, opting to try to pick up Tinker and a bunch of artifacts because it goes best in a blue-red shell. Zealous Conscript is probably a card that could wheel. It's more powerful in Legacy Cube, and I would consider picking it more highly. Badlands is also just very nice fixing in case we opt to go into black, but we have 2 black cards we could wheel out of the first pack and go into like a Grixis Control Shell. So I think the most powerful card here is probably Shelldock Isle. However, I think I like taking the Badlands to stay the most open because we may not be playing a ton of blue. And Badlands just gives us a lot of options, right? Okay, and we have some decent combo cards here. Frantic Search is a good combo card. Coalition Relic is just a good open pick. It is probably the pick most people would take, but I think I'm more tempted by the Steam Vents. Because, if you hear me out, like the option here is I see 2 combo cards, which means unless this pack was really laden with combo cards or someone to my left is picking up combo cards right now, one of the 2 could possibly wheel. I'm not going to pick one of them right now. That'd be wrong. But I think I like taking the Vents here, actually. Because Grixis does have a decent Storm, and it has a decent out to playing Storm, which is pretty cool as well. So, I don't know. I mean, I do think that the Coalition Relic was probably the most... We've been kind of we're playing by a different draft style than I normally do. I'm not taking the most powerful stuff in the packs in pack 1. I'm trying to actually try to stay a little more open, and then I'm going to let other folks kind of make determination on what they want to play, and then I'll build from there. All right. Well, again, there's Faithless Looting, Gitaxian Probe, Goblin Electromancer, and Mana Flare. So I do not think anyone is doing combo. Of those cards, which do I think is the most likely to wheel? Probably Mana Flare or Electromancer. I do like Electromancer in the Storm deck. He's a cool little card. The only problem with Electromancer is it gives opponents removal a little bit. It makes it a little more live. I do like it a little better than Mana Flare. But I think we're between Electromancer and Gitaxian Probe here. Probe does have less likelihood of wheeling than Electromancer, I think. And Probe is kind of free. It's the most open here. I'm going to take Probe. Alright, Bolt is a very, very good card. Mana Confluence, obviously goes into Storm. There's not really another Storm card here. So, actually, it's interesting. If you want to play Storm, which is, I think, the combo we're starting to lean towards, Mana Confluence or Search for Tomorrow are both pretty good options. But because I don't know I'm green Storm yet, I'm not going to take Search for Tomorrow. But Search for Tomorrow is very good in that deck. I'm just going to pick up the land, I think. Yeah. I could pick up Grave Titan, too. It's just a random, mid-range top end, but Okay, is Storm still available? Well, there's great aggro deck cards here, so maybe we need to waffle back into that. There's also Glen Elandra, which is a good control card. And we do have pretty good fixing right now for it. Also, Fiery Confluence, which is a card that I tend to be in love with. It blows up artifacts really well. Maybe we waffle back over, because we don't have a good combo card here. I mean, we could take the Arid Mesa, which fetches, all 3 of our lands. Glen Elandra is very powerful. What wheels out of this pack? 1 card, but it's not going to be any of the cards you probably take. I'm going to pick up Arid Mesa here. Okay, there's a Duress and there's a Preordain. Preordain going this late is actually kind of bizarre. I'm going to pick it up. I mean, it's either that or Duress, right? And Preordain is options, Duress is a lack of options, but I think I'm going to take Preordain. It's more proactive in nature. Okay. Well, Collective Brutality can go in combo decks. It can. But I really have an unnatural love for Inferno Titan. I think it is like one of the better 6-drops in the cube. And it can go into a blue-red deck. And we just got to ponder like 20th pick. Or whatever. Not 20th, but you know what I mean. It's not Sword. Pianalar is a fine card, but she's a little more aggressive. This deck doesn't really have an aggressive curve. Yeah, I'm going to pick up Inferno Titan, I think. Okay, the black cards came around. I inserted one red card. So I could be on like a blue-red like shell and like just pick up blue cards in my next pack. I'm not taking Trop here, actually. Randomly enough, I'm not going to take Trop. I think it's between the Flame Tongue Kavu and the Flame Slash, to be honest. And like part of me wants to take the Vu, but I think I can get better 4s, so I'm going to take Flame Slash here. Okie doke. Well, there's Zealous Conscript, which is a good 5. I mean, Hell Rider as well. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, like, I think if I had been drafting this just solely to win, I would not have gone this route. Okay, Maze of Ith is kind of free, and it's good against some decks. Relic of Progenitus is just a hoser for certain decks, probably more decks, so I'm gonna, or more like good decks. I'm going to take it here. Is there any chance we're going into white? No, but Mother is kind of the best card here by a mile. Maybe Title of Scholar, but there's no way I'm casting that. Pick up Bomb here. Yeah, again, unplayable cards. Oh, Rabble Master came around. That's really cool. I mean, Palace Jailer is the better card. Can I play white in this deck? Should I rule the case out that I'm not going to play white? No, I'm going to pick up the card that I know I'm going to play. This dude is a blue-red card, so I'm going to put him on my board because Siege Gang is getting a little old. Getting a little long in the tooth, Siege Gang. You and Baneslayer Angel, but you are both very, very good cards. Very, very gorgeous cards. All right, well, there's Ancestral Recall, so, I mean, our pretty much free blue splash at this point is getting paid off. I mean, there's some combo cards. I like Mox Diamond. I think if the Ancestral was not here, I think for me, the pick would actually be between the Mox Diamond and the Spell Pierce. I like those cards both quite a bit. I think I would go with the Mox. I don't know if I'd go with the Mox Diamond over the Pierce. I mean, like, getting some counter magic would be nice in this draft. I'm going to tend to, I believe, pick up better blue in this pack. All right, there's Thirst and there's some Burn. There's a Fetch that does nothing for me. Thirst does not really seem like it's going to be great in this deck, so I think I'm just going to pick up the Burn here. Like, Thirst is really good in, like, a Reanimator deck, and I kind of have that. I mean, I guess if I draw my Relic, I have that on lock. So we kind of drafted this interestingly. Like I was saying, like, I think there were more powerful picks in a lot of the packs that I went through, and I could have speculated more heavily on. However, that said, I do think I am falling into a very playable deck based on my early picks of staying open and taking the best mana fixing that I possibly could over powerful cards. All right, Shadow Torch of Defiance is the first card that I just like see it. I'm like, whoa, I want to take it. But let's look through this pack. So we have Magus. That card is not good in Cube. I mean, it's good against very specific decks that have like the best of mana fixing, kind of like our mana. Unexpectedly Absence, a card I like in white. I think the card punches up a lot more than folks give it credit for. Tangle Wire is virtually unplayable. Taiga, if I was splashing into green, but I'm not right now. Mystical Tutor gets what? Gitaxian. I guess it gets Ancestral, which is kind of cool. But I think this is going to be more of a tempo control deck, and I don't think we want to take 2 turns to essentially cast a 2-mana Divination. I think that's just bad. All right, well, Upheaval is very, very, very good. Like, exceedingly great. But I don't have Artifact mana, so, like, is it really that good in my deck? No, not really. I could take the Blackcleave Cliffs, but, like, black seems like it's... Maybe I just don't want to play black, I don't know. I'm going to pick up the Monastery Swiftspear. I mean, it's a decent aggro control card. I mean, it kind of goes decent in this deck. I think it's going to be Blink of an Eye over the Thundermaw Hellkite here, just for more interaction. I don't have any 2-mana interaction. Alright, and actually I probably misspoke. So here's the thing, like, we know we're not going to get Fiery Confluence because we passed up on that for lands, because we just, you know, we were in the middle of, we're not in the middle, but we were kind of still in the process of figuring out where we wanted to go. So Manic Vandal actually does go up a little bit in value in our deck, but I think I'm going to take Char. I think we're going to be a more proactive blue, or base red, but with, you know, some card draw and stuff like that, red deck. So I'm going to cut the Badlands here. I don't think we're going that route. I mean, it's free, because I do have the Arid Mesa, and I have the Confluence, so I could play some black cards if I wanted to. But this feels like just like a heavy top-end, like, red deck wins, basically. Like, it tops out, you know, at 5 and 6 as opposed to 4. We could just get enough efficient red cards that we don't need to play all of them. Koth the Hammer. Well, this is interesting, because, like, Koth is a very good top-end red card for the red deck wins deck. Shrine of Burning Rage is really good in that deck too, but it's really more of an investment card. It's just an inevitability card against control decks. Porcelain Legionnaire is a great 2-drop that just like ends games decently quickly. And I think this deck is proactive. I think I actually, like, oddly enough, like, how many cards are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could wheel Koth or Shrine. I mean, what are the chances they come around? I mean, it's probably Beast Within's what we get back. Maybe Sphinx. Sphinx won't come back. Maybe Beast Within. All right, Deceiver, Exarch, or Goblin Guide. This is more interesting than you may think, because I'm kind of like going towards a more aggressive stint to this deck. But I still do think it's the Deceiver Exarch, because we still do have an out to getting into this pack. Yeah, just never had done anything for us. So, Seething Song, I guess. We could take Aurella. You know, I'm gonna take Aurella. I could Seething Song out a fast Inferno Titan, but I think if we splash because we have Arid Mesa and the Mana Confluence, the highest likelihood is going to be into white. But not double white, right? I suppose Magus, although I can find Taiga. I'm not playing green. Someone is drafting green. I misspoke a bit. I think we're actually going to get more blue cards in the last pack, is actually what I should have said. And actually, we can pick up Recruiter, because if we do splash into white, it's... I mean, we could also play Blackleaf Cliffs and just have, like, more good black fixing mana. Yeah, whatever. I'll pick up this guy. Okay, this card is playable in my deck. I don't know if I want to play it. The removal was fine, too. Yeah, sure, Living Death. We're never going to play a Stud of War in this deck. Koth did wheel, so... Interesting. So, we still could waffle into a very aggressive deck if we really wanted to, but I don't think we have to. I like Fact or Fiction a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot. I mean, I'm looking at Grim Monolith. That's quite powerful in this deck, too. I mean, I've got a lot of 5s, right? I mean, honestly, I think it's Grim Monolith. Maybe even Ancient Tomb, but Grim Monolith is pretty powerful. I've got a bunch of, like, colorless cost in my 3s, in my 4s, in my 5s, in my 6. Yeah, I kind of like Grim Monolith here. It's a little bit of a non-bow with some of my cards, but like I said, I'm still kind of like waffling to figure out what my deck's identity is going to be. Whether it's going to be more aggressive or a little more, controlling. All right, Goblin Dark Dwellers recast Ancestral Recall. Is this Sorcery's Aura instance? Preordained, Chain Lightning, Flame Slash, Blink of an Eye, Char, Gitaxian Probe. I still think he's a good man here for us. And I think I'm going to cut this dude for him. All this dude is a beating. But I think the opportunity to get an Ancestral back is pretty good. We're not going to see any more power in this draft, more than likely. But watch, I open I get a Time Twister here. Okie doke. So I think it's just compulsive here. Just more card draw. Yeah, I think that's fine. This pack's not great for us. There's a Wooded Foothills, which gets Volcanic Steam. What am I at right now? 22 with 4 lands, and I have more I could play for my sideboard. I really do not like Sower of Temptation. I think the card is just so marginal. I'm going to pick up Wooded Foothills. I think that card is so meh. Alright, so this is an interesting pack because we have Consecrated Sphinx, which is a great 6. Like, it's a very good finisher, but I don't have a ton of counter magic, so like my untap's not per se going to win me the game. I think I like Dire Fleet maybe a little bit better. Or Chrome Mox even. I have a lot of card draw. Maybe it's Chrome Mox. Yeah, Dire Fleet could wheel. Tinker is a sweet card, but not this late. I'm going to pick up Chrome Mox here. I have a lot of card draw. I just picked up a Compulsive. Duretti's just no thanks. Alright, this pack doesn't really have much for us. Maybe we can pick up the Duretti. I mean, Elspeth Nidoran is just a really good card, but... Pick up Field of Ruin, I guess. Like, it's kind of bad, but... Ugh. I mean, the right pick probably is Field of Ruin. I mean, we're not playing Duretti in this deck. Card is just too bad in the deck. And Field of Ruin could stop, like, a Gaia's Cradle deck or an Academy deck. If they don't, like, randomly go off with it when they use it, it could come in against those decks. I mean, the problem is half the time when you're playing it and investing 3 mana, like, they're just going to do something good anyways without it, you know? Alright, Frosty T. Frosty's pretty good, but I think I like JVP here. I mean, this card is good too. Expansion, Explosion, Copy Instant, mana cost 4 less, blah, blah, blah. I think it's more of a JVP deck, though. And maybe we should go more low-end. I don't know if we're going to run Koth in this. I mean, right now, like I said, I'm a little low on playables, so I mean, I may have to sideboard into some of these cards I've still got over here. But I don't have Artifact Destruction, right? Or do I want Firebolt for value? I mean, Figure is fine, but not as much in like a blue-red deck. I do not mind Pia and Kiran Nalaar. This card, yeah, this card's decent. I mean, it's 2/2 for 4, though. Yeah, it's probably more fair than I want to go. I do have a free green splash off Wooded Foothills, but I don't have a Taiga to find with it. Maybe that was an option for picking up the Taiga. Um, I think I want Grudge. I think I'm going to play it main deck too. All right, Daze came around, and Daze is quite good. It's not a Wildfire deck. Caracas is good value, but I think we want a counter. All right, and I'm pretty happy to play a Phantasmal Image. I think it's fine. All right, what am I at? 28 minus 5. I'm at 23. This is a 17 land deck. Yeah, I don't think we need Fire Drink Satyr. I think we'll pull in the Bonfire of the Damned here. And there was nothing for us really in this pack. I mean, we could sideboard into a Jutai. He's kind of marginal. I'm not going to play any of these cards, but I'll pick this guy up. I did play my last deck that went 3-0, and it was kind of shocking because that deck just did not seem that great. All right, Direfleet, Daredevil to come around. I mean, we could have played white in this deck. We could have splashed it. Direfleet did come around. All right, so I do not have the. This is actually good because I mean it's a free. It's if I want to go more aggro, I can play it. So I don't really care for Deceiver Exarch. I mean, it's an option to control certain things. I can sideboard into it. I do think this is going to want to be a 17 land deck because it has Ancestral, it has Compulsive, it has Dark Dwellers, it's got Inferno Tide, it's got some top end. Yeah. So I think this looks pretty decent. I do think we want to play the Direfleet just because there's so many. I mean, it's really bad against like green decks generally, but against other blue decks, it tends to be pretty good. I mean, if they're going to cast some card draw at some point in time, it's going to recast their card draw for essentially like, getting a body on the board and not much else is really good. I've definitely had some feel bad moments. Why is there a white? I have Porcelain Legionnaire. Yeah, no thanks. It'll be like more like that, I think. I still do think this is a 17 land deck. I think we're more of kind of like an aggro control shell, but the problem this deck has, it doesn't have counter magic, so it's really controlling through like the use of like Chain Lightning, Flame Slash, Char. It's more of actually like it's kind of a bizarre deck. Does it want Grim Monolith in it, or do I want to cut that for something else? I don't know. I think I still want it because it's just so powerful. I don't think it's another 5-drop. I like Zealous Conscripts, I think, better than Dragons, because like other people are going to be doing very powerful stuff in Cube, and being able to steal it and then swing at it with them, or like ultimate their Planeswalker is really good. Dwellers, I think, is still better than it because we have Preordain, Ancestral. Daze pretty bad with it. Blink, which is okay-ish with it. It's kind of like giving something else haste. Ancient Grudge, because we're probably not flashing it back in this deck unless we have Confluence to play. Slash, Chain, Char, Compulsive. Is this 2 or less, or is it 3 or less? Okay, so all of my instants and sorceries work with it. Alright, well, this is what we're going to play. We have an Ancestral in it, which tends to make any deck a little bit better. This is actually just a blue-red tempo deck. It's not even really tempo. It's kind of tempo-ish, but it's more just like a blue-red aggressive deck that uses blue to card draw as opposed to or it's a blue-red mid-range deck that uses blue to draw cards as opposed to counter spells or disrupt people. And then it uses its additional red cards to board control to get through damage. But it does not have a twin combo, so that automatically makes it a little worse. But I think it's a fine-ish deck. Okay. Yeah, we're going to keep this. Do we want to go turn 1 Porcelain Legionnaire? I think the answer to that is no, actually. I think we want to wait and see what they're up to, because if I do that, then I have to pitch the Ancient Grudge. I don't think it's the Karn you pitch here. Alright, they are in Relic of Progenitus, turn 1. Alright, they ended up playable light. Okie doke. Well, I can tell you Relic is not good against my deck, so I'm not going to... I mean, I guess I could Daze here. I really don't want to Daze here. Like, I really want to just slam Koth and just start beating down. Koth is a weird card not to play in, like, just straight up mono red. Nothing. Alright, they may have a counter spell, but I'd rather counter their counter spell than have to counter one of their spells on their turn. I mean, yeah. I'm going to play around at like a Remand or something. I'm just going to exile the Ancient Grudge because I think... Well, I think it is a better card, at least in general in Vintage Cube, than Daze is. I think they are on a counter spell because they didn't do anything. Like, why would they do nothing, right? Yep, here's their counter. And I'm going to flip the Steam Vents back to hand. Alright, go ahead and remand my dude. Or burn my Porcelain Legionnaire off, whatever. Remand. Yep. You can sometimes call it. All right. Get Daze, bro. I mean, they can have a Daze of their own or a Force of Will, but if they Force of Will this, I'm going to feel pretty decent. All right, Koth. And which of these lands? This is newly controlled. So Koth is templated a little awkwardly. You got to make sure you read your cards first and know which one's newly controlled. And of course, in Vintage Cube, you play with the full art cards. So this is 7 to face, which is pretty good. Yeah, dude. I was actually talking about Relic earlier, so I was playing it in the sideboard of a deck, and how much I hate playing against it because it's just so annoying. You're just like, dude, it's just so many stops. You're like, oh, like I definitely do not enjoy playing against it. Not because the card is OP or busted. It's just mechanically speaking on Moto, it's just not fun to play with. All right, I guess I don't have to turn off my auto yields. I mean, I'm letting them know that I have nothing. All right, Signet, yep. I could have gotten something good with my Ancient Grudge. Couple things. I only have one other 4 in my deck. So, is there a benefit to taking the damage here off of Gitaxian Probe? Probably not. I'd probably just pay the life. I'd probably just pay the life here to look. Or don't pay the life here to look. Alright, their hand has TOD. I'm going to draw TOD, watch. Let me just look at that again. What was that? It was Master. It was Chandra TOD, which can blow up the Pork Legionnaire. And it was Huntsmaster of the Fells. Although, one thing I did forget is I could have made 5 mana with Koth there, which that's kind of my bad. Take 7. Yup. It is gone. Okay, cycle. And now they're probably going to cast out one of their 4-drops just to get blockers down and go back up to 7, but they can't independently kill either my threats. I mean, they could just take 4 and then double block the Porcelain Legionnaire, but then they just lose their Huntmaster and have a 2/2 left. Well, actually, I can just ultimate this thing next turn, right? And just do damage to face. That seems pretty good, too. This is rationale for not having played the island there, but sometimes you mess up. I don't think they can get around that ultimate. They need to hurt Karn this turn. Actually, it'd be pretty savage if they had their own conscripts they just drew into in the last 2 draw steps off of the Relic and just took him. That would be savage. Yeah, that would be great. I would be impressed. Okay, we'll see what we draw here. Alright, my mountains are going to do damages now, so... I mean, they could take here, but then I'm just going to kill the Huntmaster, right? I just don't have good follow-up here, right? Okay. Alright, a Primeval, a Titanio, I would assume. Let's say like Geddon. Geddon would be hilarious. Alright, Primo. Yeah. Got it. You got it, buddy. Koth Ultimate. I haven't made a Koth Ultimate in a long time. Normally they just... Because the deck you play it in, normally they're just dead anyways before you even need to do it. Alright. Yep. You can block and lose your Primo. Okay. Alright. They can attack me with their Raging Ravine, but I don't really care about that. I mean, they probably just need to kill my threat, and I don't know how they win this. I mean, maybe there's a win in one turn thing that I'm not thinking of, like on 4 cards, like Through the Breach Emrakul will be like, ooh, oof. That'd be rough. That'd be pretty funny, actually. Just be like Through the Breach, Emrakul. I mean, I played an opponent the other day who like had that in the deck that had these kind of cards, like Primeval Titans, Masters of Wild Hunt, Hunt Masters, like fair cards, Chandra, TOD. And I was just like, what just happened to me? It was pretty hilarious. It was just like I was playing against Huntmaster of the Fells, literally, and then like Through the Breach, Emrakul. I was like, what? Yeah, you got it. All right, pitch your Chandra. And the first striker. What else you got, man? Got another 4. Master.